Hello, thank you for tuning in. I'm Akema Reid. Today I'm here with a topic that was actually requested, and I know it's something that is familiar to everyone. We've all been there before where we were unmotivated. And so I wanted to kind of come to you and just talk about it a little bit and try to share some tips to kind of increase our motivation in our daily activities. So, I know that, a lot of times, we're always giving of ourselves. We have so much going on every day. We go to work, some of us go to school, some of us go to the gym, we have families, whether it be little brothers and little sisters, whether you have your own children, whether you have a husband or wife, or whatever the case may be, parents, what have you, pets. We're always doing something. We're always giving of ourselves. And so sometimes that kind of pulls from us. And it can be very draining after you've done everything that you have to do. Now you're tired and you may be unmotivated to do some of the things that you want to do for the day. So I just wanted to come to you and kind of just ease your mind and give you a little tips that may help you in your quest for motivation. When dealing with, an unmotivated spirit, so to speak, a lot of times that's caused by something pulling at you. And like I said before, we're so involved in our day-to-day activities. Sometimes that pulls on us. It drains us. And so it's very important to identify what exactly is pulling on you. So what exactly is draining you? What exactly is making you so tired? What is making you so unmotivated? Is it that, you've done all these errands for everyone else? Is it that, you had to drive here and there? Is it that, you had to go do this for somebody else? Or what is it that has drained you? What is it? So I think one of the most important things is identifying the draining factors, identifying what it is that's pulling on you. And I think after you identify what it is that's pulling on you, then you can get something that encourages you, something that's going to drive you, something that's going to push you towards your goal, push you to do whatever it is that you're trying to do. So I would say, for example, if you're going to the gym, right? And you're just getting started, you're not motivated, or you're just tired, you get off of work and it's like, I just worked a whole day, or I've been in school all day, I am tired, or I've been cooking, I don't feel like it, I don't feel like going to the gym. Sometimes you just like that, and it's like, okay, don't call your friend that really don't want to go to the gym either, because they're gonna pull on you. They're gonna just be like, some of them are like Debbie Downers, but they'll pull on you because they don't have that motivation either. They lack it. So it's important to find somebody who is going to encourage you, someone who's going to be like, you know what, you did work today, but guess what? You can still go to the gym. You got it in you. Let's go. I'm going to go with you. You got this. It's only an hour, or it's only 30 minutes. Just go in there and walk. Do something. Somebody who's going to encourage you, who's going to push you, increase that drive. We need that encouragement sometimes. So it's important to identify who's going to be the puller and who's going to be the pusher. Who's going to pull on you, who's going to drain you, who's going to be the Debbie Downer and bring you down with them, or who's going to push you, who's going to drive you, who's going to motivate you, who's going to get you into the gym, who's going to get you to do exactly what it is that you need to do. It's important to identify those type of people. Another example is with me personally. My personal life is just hectic sometimes. I'm a mother, so I have to do the motherly activities. I gotta get my son up, get him ready, cook for him, take him to places that he needs to go, help him with his homework or whatnot. Then I have a dog. I have to spend time with my dog. I do hair on this side. I have to spend time with my family. I babysit my little cousin. It's just, I'm involved in organizations. There's so much that I do. I get so consumed with everything else that sometimes I don't even have time for myself. And so when I don't have time for myself, I can't get the things that I need to do for myself done. And so a lot of times I get pushed to the back burner. So by the time I'm ready, I'm not motivated anymore. It's like I have done so much and I have given so much of myself to everybody else that I'm not even any good for myself. So like, excuse me, even, when I, do my videos, or, if I'm working on, a certain project that I'm doing, and it's like, okay, I don't even have the time to do it because I'm not motivated now. I'm tired. I done wore myself out. So it's important to make sure that I have a balance. I have to be good for me. I cannot consistently give myself to everything else and everybody else and then be unmotivated when it comes time to do stuff for me, because I'll never achieve my goals that way. I'll never get done what I need to do if I always put myself on the back burner because I'm tired or I'm worn out and I'm no longer motivated. So I need to, I try to remind myself to dedicate time to myself. It's kind of funny because we often don't look at it like that. Like, we need to dedicate time to ourselves. But it's the truth. We do need to dedicate time to ourselves, because if we don't, we can lose track of the day. It's important for us to have that balance, because if we don't, by the time we get to us, we won't have no energy to do anything else. So it's important that we have that balance and dedicate time to ourselves to get the things that we need to get done for ourselves before we burn ourselves out. I like to think of it as the 3 R's: to relax, replenish, and rejuvenate. Get that me time. Spend that time by yourself just so that you can, refresh yourself. Focus on the R's. Focus on you. Get it done. It's okay, even if it's like an hour or 2 hours. Sometimes you just need it to relax. So get that relaxation, that rejuvenation, and that replenishing in, because it will do wonders for your soul, okay? Trust me when I tell you. So I just want to go over a few tips that I find helpful in, getting that motivation back. So the first thing I will go into is probably, setting time aside for yourself. As I stated before, it's important to schedule time for yourself, because if you don't schedule time for yourself, then time will get away, and by the time you get to you, then you will be unmotivated. And it's important to make sure that you get done what you need to get done. The next tip would be mental preparation. I think it's important to mentally prepare ourselves to do whatever it is that we need to do, because that mental preparation, it kind of makes things a little bit easier once you're getting ready to do it. Mental stimulation. So if you have a presentation to do, or if you have a test to do, go ahead and study the night before. And now it gets into your spirit. Now you're getting a little bit more excited about it. Hopefully, it's like, okay, I got this presentation. Let me think about what I'm going to do, what I'm going to say. Mentally, I'm there. I can see it. I'm focused. So once you actually do it, you've already processed it in your brain. So it gives you a little bit more motivation to do whatever it is that you need to do. The next thing I would say is physical preparation. So like I said, if you have a presentation, go ahead and write out your note cards. Make sure your PowerPoint is ready. If you have a test, if you got to do flashcards, make sure your flashcards are done. So whatever it is that you need to do, if that means fixing bottles the night before, getting an outfit ready for your interview tomorrow, if that means making sure your resume is printed out the night before and not the day of, it's a physical preparation that helps motivate you, encourage you, and it makes you feel like I'm almost there. And so I have to do less tomorrow, but I'm already starting the process. It entices excitement, so to speak. So I think a lot of times a physical preparation in advance could actually help in motivation. So next tip I would say is encouraging yourself. Sometimes you may have to speak to yourself to say, okay, like for me, I'm like, all right, Kima, you got it. You can do this. Kima, all you got to do is this. Kima, push, talk to myself like, it's in you. I, tell myself those things that I know that's already there, but sometimes you just need a reminder of yourself. And sometimes that may not work, so if you know someone that you can count on to actually give you that, you know, encouragement to help motivate you, then go ahead and do it. You know, like for example, if I get if I'm working on something and I'm, you know, discouraged, if I'm unmotivated, I'm easily discouraged at times. And so I need someone to kind of help me in that area. I know who I can call on. I call on my cousin because I know that she's capable of giving me the encouragement that I need that will push me and help my drive and motivate me to do whatever it is I need to do. She knows the words that's to say to help me. I don't want to go to somebody, no shade to anybody, but everybody is not capable of providing you the support and encouragement you need in certain areas. And it's no, you know, nothing wrong with them. It's just that, you know, they're not the person for this job. Everybody's not qualified for the same job. Okay? Yeah. So I like to go to her because I know that she can give me the support that I need to help me on my way, and vice versa. So she's not a pacifier. She doesn't say everything that I want to hear. It's just that she has it in her to give me that support. A Debbie Downer is not going to get you anywhere but make you go lower. So those are not the type of people that you need to. So identify the type of encouragement that you need in order to get done what you need to get done. Another thing I would say is if things get too demanding and it gets too tough to where you're completely unmotivated and you cannot do a single thing that you need to get done, it may be time to take a break from something. It may be time to reevaluate the things that you're doing that, you know, can be altered, and just take a break from something. So, for example, you know, I braid hair a lot. You know, sometimes I do wigs or sew-ins or whatever. I'm doing hair, whatever the case may be. And sometimes the demand is really high, and so I'm like, or if I find a new hairstyle, I'm like, oh yes, let me go ahead and do this. You know, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this hairstyle. And so then I get, you know, overwhelmed. The demand is high. I'm booking this person, that person, that person, and so I'm constantly doing. And sometimes my son is my reminder, like, Mom, you know, I need your time. So then I'll be like, oh, okay. But you know, sometimes I'm just like doing it so much that I get drained and I don't do the other things that I need to do. So, you know, everything else is getting pushed to the back burner. While I may be doing one thing for myself, but I'm still giving of my time to other people, I'm not focusing on the things that I really truly want to do, and I'm unmotivated and I'm tired because I didn't braided hair all day or all week, and now I don't have any more energy. And so when I get to that space, I take a break completely. And, you know, then I kind of like relax and, you know, I build myself back up to it so I'm ready to start doing hair again. But I would not recommend that if you don't have to. And that's something that I'm actually working on myself, is creating a balance so that I can schedule people to where I'm not overworked all the time. You know, sometimes I just can't do the hair. You know, I have to say no sometimes because then I'll have more time to dedicate to myself. So it's important to sometimes take a step back and take a break. And being that, you know, taking a break, there's also pacing yourself. And that's the thing that I'm working on. Pacing myself, balancing myself, you know, not taking on more than I can handle, you know, not dedicating my time to all these other things. Sometimes you just have to say no. Sometimes you just can't do it, you know, and you have to listen to your body too, because your body will tell you. You only have one body and you're only one you. You know, you can't do everything. So it's important to pace yourself. And when you're pacing yourself, it can actually help with your motivation because you're not worn out. You know, you've scheduled this and now you have some free time, you know, to work on you. You're not always back to back to back, always giving, always doing, and never enough time of the 3 R's: relaxing, rejuvenating, and replenishing. And the last thing I would say is scheduling yourself in your day. sometimes we need to schedule ourselves, because we schedule everybody else. We may not know it, but when you're scheduling time to pick your kid up from the bus or take your kid to school, you're scheduling time to cook a meal for somebody else. It's not like you're penciling in literally, but you've dedicated this time to do these things for other people. So you schedule all these other people in your day. But how often do you dedicate your time to yourself? Have your me time. Dedicate, okay, sometimes you may have to pencil in, all right, okay, so I'm going to schedule 2 hours to work on my project, or whatever it is it may be. I'm going to schedule 2 hours to go to the gym. I'm going to dedicate time for myself, and you may have to schedule time with yourself, okay? And you give top priority, okay? Sometimes you just got to do that. So I'm remembering a conversation with one of my aunts, and she's like, well, Akema, when's the last time you went out on your own? When's the last time you did something by yourself? And I said, well, me and my son. And I was like, okay, wait a minute. She was like, no, not with your son. She said, with myself. And then I had to think about it, and I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I literally have not thought about that, because I'm so used to bringing him everywhere I go, or doing something, or being around family, and it's like I really have not been out on my own with just myself. And that's very, very important, and it took her to bring that to me, for me to be like, okay, Akema, you need to chill and relax, and that way I can have peace of mind, and dedicate some time to myself, even if it means going to Starbucks and writing out my plan all by myself. That's my motivation. And we get so caught up in the day-to-day activities that we don't take the time for self. And that can be a contributing factor to us being unmotivated. So I hope I was able to help you and provide you with some tips to kind of get that motivation back, get that encouragement and enthusiasm back, and help you on your journey for your day-to-day activities, and also helping you with your me time and getting done what you need to do. So thank you for tuning in. Until next time.